Welcome back, everyone. So I'm Alex. I'm a professional counselor and life coach, and I'm doing a series on anger management. This will be the first of a few or many series to come. As of next year, my goal is to release a video every week covering different topics. Because this is very new to me, I'm basically taking the initiative and determining what topics to cover. But I'm hoping that over time, the viewers, will tell me what you want. So I can cover topics that you want, and it can be anything to do with health, well-being, counseling, life coaching. Talk about business. My next series will be on relationships. I want to cover suicide, people who are feeling suicidal, as well as people who have friends or family that they fear are suicidal, and they're not sure how to talk to them or confront them about it. So yeah, whatever you feel like you want to talk about, life coaching as well, building self-esteem, starting a business, or if you want to stay where you're working, how you can progress your career, anything you like. So the floor is open. So with that being said, let's get started on the second part of this series. So the first part, we covered the trigger cycle. And in this part, I want to talk about what you have control over and what you don't. Okay, so the majority of time people get angry is because things outside of control happen in their life and they find it difficult to deal with. And so people get angry at it. Normally it's something unexpected. If you can anticipate something coming up, that time lag actually allows you to adapt to the potential situation, even if the worst outcome happens. You can mentally prepare. But normally, when you're angry, it's because something, bam, all of a sudden happens. So I'm gonna cover that. Okay. Now I do have my trusted whiteboard here again. I am going to put it on this side this time. I'm going to try and get that in the camera. Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do is I first want to start off with this. Okay. Now, this is you, okay? This is you. You're this person here, and this is your bubble, okay? This is your bubble, and this is everything else around you, and this can be that can be your partner, your kids, your work, other people around you, other events and circumstances around you that aren't part of you, okay? So everything outside of you, you actually have no control over. You cannot control, as much as you probably want to, anything outside of you. You have none, zero control. Okay? So you might think you can, and you might think you can control your kids, for example, but at the end of the day, your kids are going to do what they want. And the reason that you get angry at your kids is because they do something that you don't want them to do. And then you get angry and you try to control them through punishment or through whatever means that you have at your home. So in reality, you have no control over them. That's not to say that you can't influence. You can certainly influence everything else. You, by being you and being present where you are, by default, influence everything around you. But that doesn't mean that you can control everything around you. Okay? But in your bubble represents you. It represents your thoughts, your emotions, the way you react to things. You have full 100% control over that. Okay? So even though you have no control over everything else, you have full control over yourself. And sometimes it might not feel like you do, but the truth is that you do. And if you feel like you don't have control over yourself, well, there's a switch that needs to be flipped within you so that you can come to the realization that, yeah, you do have control over yourself. And sometimes you're going to do things that you're not proud of. Sometimes you're going to do things that you don't like, that doesn't feel nice. And that's okay. And that's fine, because that's, once again, part of the learning process. It's part of the learning experience. Okay? And you, once again, have control over how you react to that. Do you want to learn from that and use that as a learning experience, as a stepping stone to become a better version of yourself. And I'm willing to bet that most people do. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just cover, I'm just going to move this down now, okay, we're going to cover the internal and the external parts of what causes most people to get angry. Okay, and I want to start with the external. Okay, so where are we? Here we go. The external basically represents everything else. Things that are generally outside of your control. And this includes, being put down or disrespected in public, especially by friends and family or people that you think have your back. Being put down or disrespected by them can be particularly brutal, okay, and understandably so. But generally speaking, if you're put down or disrespected in public, and sometimes not in public as well, sometimes it can be in private, you can get angry at that. People lying to you, okay, or the perception that you think people are lying to you, okay. Traffic or crowds. I mean, we spoke about road rage in the first video. That's a classic example of getting angry by something outside of your control, by something external. Crowds. I mean, with the whole COVID thing, we are a lot more able to survive inside, but you still need to go out. Unless you're a complete hermit, you still need to go out. You like to go shopping, you still need to go out and work, and you still need to go out and interact with people. And there are times when you go out in crowds and you might not like it. You might feel overwhelmed and it might make you angry. You might see someone do something that you don't like and that makes you angry. Excuse me. Financial loss or financial difficulties. Okay? A bill coming in that's higher than what you expect makes you angry. Okay? Unexpected change of plans. Now, this is unexpected change of plans pretty much covers everything else above. Okay, because the key word there is unexpected. And I just realized I know I didn't. I thought I spelled change wrong, but I didn't. You'll have to forgive if I do have typos. I'm not very good. I'm not a very good speller. So if you do spot any typos, please just leave a comment. Let me know. I'll do my best to fix them. But we are who we are, right? As long as you can understand the content. So unexpected change of plans, things that happen unexpectedly, outside of your control. Okay, you get affected by that, and it can make you angry. So these are external things or events or people outside of your control which can trigger your anger. And we spoke about the trigger cycle before, and they can make you feel angry. Okay, and once again, there's no right or wrong here. Okay, this isn't about judgment. This isn't about saying, oh, I feel angry by this, so therefore I'm a bad person. No, not at all. Anger is a completely natural emotion. As I said, it's really a compass. So if you do feel angry by someone lying to you, for example, ask yourself, what is it about that makes you angry? Why am I angry because someone feels lying? What are they lying to me about? Why are they lying in the first place? What is it within them that they feel they need to lie to me? Do they feel like they want to protect themselves? Or do they feel like they want to protect me? So you see, what you're doing is you're starting to ask the questions. You're starting to want to understand why you're feeling angry. So you're trying to fix that compass through asking these questions. Very, very powerful stuff. Now, let's talk about the stuff that you do have control over. Okay? So the circle and you and everything else in that circle that you do have control over. So this is represented here by the internal. Okay? Sleep. Now, there is plenty of scientific evidence out there that having a good quality sleep is crucial for balancing hormones, for having a strong immune system, and for having a healthy mind. Okay? So if you're not having good sleep, and by good sleep, I'm not necessarily talking about duration. The whole 8-hour sleep things is is a little bit of a fast, because you can have 8 hours of low quality sleep or 4 hours of top quality sleep, and you'll feel more refreshed after the 4 hours of top quality sleep. Okay, there's a bunch of other factors to consider when it comes to sleep, but generally speaking, if you don't have good sleep, you're more likely to get angry. And we all know what it's like to feel tired. Okay, now when it comes to sleep, sleep is in your control. You can control. If you want to stay up till midnight, that's a choice. The other thing about sleep is you don't have to have your full amount of sleep in one hit. You can actually nap during the day and it all accumulates. Sleep is based on an average, not a sum of a block. So if you're having say 4 hours sleep in a night, you can actually have a couple of power naps, half an hour or 1 hour power naps during the day and make up for that time. Okay? So you don't have to have all that sleep. So, and this works well with people who work on night shift, or people who have a lot of children and aren't able to get to sleep for whatever reason until late at night. Schedule in power naps. However you can do it. Even if you have to go into your car and sleep for 20 minutes just away from your family, then do it. Now, some of you watching this might think, oh, but I can't do that. Well, that's BS, because you absolutely can. You have that power. You can control that. And if you don't think you can, well, then quite frankly, you're lying to yourself. Where there's a will, there's a way. You can make it work. You can make it happen. Hunger and diet. Another crucial factor which contributes to our mood. If you're not eating well, then you're at higher risk of getting angry. You pay an emotional toll, an emotional price on having a poor diet. Now, diet in and of itself is a whole topic, but generally speaking, if you want to start feeling better, just cut out sugar. If there is one thing you want to change in your diet, cut out sugar. Sugar is the number one contributor to bad health when it comes to food. It puts your body in a constant state of inflammation. It screws up your gut biome, which is crucial not only for a strong immune system and healthy body, but also for a healthy mind. And on top of that, our gut feeling is a very real phenomenon. Our gut actually does have neurons, which is the same stuff that our brain is made of. It can think for itself, basically. And when we talk about gut feelings, we're tapping into that part of ourselves that can, not our brain, but our gut brain. And it's an incredibly powerful compass, once again, to veer us to our North Star, to veer us on the right path, to our purpose, to whatever it is that we want in life. And if we don't look after our body, because we're not eating right, we're going to affect all of that. So if you're going to change one thing, cut out sugar. Feeling of loneliness. Okay? Now, especially during the whole COVID scenario where people were being isolated, there was a lot of depression. There was a lot of suicide was on the rise. Depression was obviously on the rise. People weren't happy because we are social creatures. Okay, now obviously there's a range in there. You've got your extreme introverts to your extreme extroverts. You know, people who just love being by themselves and find it difficult to be around people, compared to people who just can't not be around people. They get their energy by being around other people. That's just who they are. It's the way they're made, the way they're built. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with either of them. Okay, but there's a difference between feeling lonely and feeling at peace by yourself. Okay, so when I'm talking about feeling lonely, I'm talking about you can be in a crowd or you can be by yourself, but you still feel lonely. Okay, and this comes to a whole range of other things, but that feeling of loneliness can contribute to your anger. And it can contribute on a couple of levels. So the first level is you can be angry at society because You're looking at people that are laughing, that are happy, that are smiling, or you're probably looking at your Facebook posts or Instagram posts and looking at social media and thinking, wow, these people are getting so many likes, no one likes me, and that makes me angry. Understandable. Okay. So when it comes to feeling lonely, it actually kind of ties in to the other point down here, which I have social interaction. Now, everyone has a tribe. Okay, everyone has a tribe. Everyone has someone out there that resonates with them. Even people who are feeling lonely can resonate with other people who are feeling lonely and start their own tribe. We'll call it the loneliness tribe. Okay? Really, what a tribe, what a community is, they're people who share the same value, getting together and experiencing those values together. Okay? So, if you're feeling lonely and that's contributing to your anger, well, then look for other people who are feeling lonely. That actually starts the ball rolling for you to start interacting and to start understanding that you're actually really not alone in this. Even though you feel lonely, you're not alone. There are other people out there who feel like you do. Communicate with them, get in touch with them, tell them how you're feeling, ask them how they're feeling, why are they feeling lonely, why are you feeling lonely? Start that as a foundation and see how that will start start making you feel. Okay, community is incredibly important. As I said, we are social creatures. Health and exercise. I think this one speaks for itself. Obviously, moving your body is great for regulating hormones, neurotransmitters, reducing inflammation, although there is kind of like a short-term inflammation as your body heals. But overall, because you're boosting your immune system, you're less inflamed, which means that you get less chance of likely to get sick. It's also great for your brain. Great for your brain. So if you're not exercising, if you're not having a healthy lifestyle, chances are you're going to get angry. You're going to feel angry. Understandable. So once again, you have control over your health and exercise. And you can make the time for it. Even if you exercise 20 minutes 3 times a week, go for a walk, go outside, get some of that sun and that very healthy vitamin D on you. You will feel better. You'll feel less triggered. Social interaction, we've kind of spoken about. Doing something you love. Okay? What is it that you love? What are you passionate about? And it can be art, it can be music, it can be pottery, it can be gardening, it can be anything you like. It can be cars. I actually have a client who who really enjoys the 50s to the 70s gangster movies, gangster kind of genre. Board games. He loves board games with that genre. Writing. I read some of his stuff. Absolutely amazing stuff. You know, and he spent time doing that. And I noticed that when we were talking about what his passion was, he was happy. I remember specifically asking him, you know, tell me about that. I want to know. And he goes, you really want to know? Yeah, of course I want to know. Tell me, what are you passionate about? What do you love doing? When you spend time with yourself, when you spend time doing what you love doing, you're less likely to feel angry because you're focusing more on what you love. You're focusing more on the love aspect. Now, that actually ties in down here. Okay? There is nothing wrong with putting yourself first. Okay, I'm going to put this back down. So there is nothing wrong with putting yourself first. The whole idea of selfishness and selflessness is actually a little bit of a farce if you think of it. And it's actually caused an incredible guilt trip in society with us as people. You know, if we want to put ourselves first, we feel a little bit guilty. okay, when we really shouldn't. Okay, we need to be able to look after ourselves first if we want to look after other people or if we want to follow our purpose or our mission in life. And something I tell a lot of my clients, it's like when you're traveling on a plane and the flight attendant tells you to put your own oxygen mask on first before you can put the oxygen mask on someone else, and that includes children and babies. The reason is because you need to make sure that you're in a safe space before you can help others. You can't stop someone from drowning if you're drowning yourself. So put yourself first. Look after yourself first. And another side effect of that is you, just by being you and putting yourself first, actually give other people permission to put themselves first. And once again, it's not that you're controlling everything else around you, but you can influence everything else around you, as I said before. And just by being you, you are influencing. And you'll be amazed at, when you are genuinely who you are, when you are putting yourself first, following your passions, following your dreams, regardless of judgment, regardless of what people think, you are actually influencing their lives and giving themselves permission to do exactly the same thing. Now, purpose and our life's mission is a topic for another series, but it does relate to anger management because a lot of the time people are angry due to the unexpected. Fair enough. But then there are people where the unexpected happens and they don't get angry. They get frustrated, they get annoyed, but they're able to stop the anger. And the reason is because they've found their purpose and they understand that part of their journey involves the unexpected. Okay, so this is a whole other layer of anger management. Okay, but in terms of dealing with your anger, the key points here are you have no control over everything else, but you have full control over yourself. And you must start with yourself if you want to control that anger. I hope you found this video beneficial. I'll probably do another couple of videos on anger management before I move into my next series, which will be on relationships. If you have any comments, please feel free to leave them below. You're welcome to like, subscribe. You can contact me at info@alexrodriguez.com.au, or you can go to my website, www.alexrodriguez.com.au. Always happy to talk with people, to go over this in more depth. And this will probably be my last video before Christmas. So I wish you all a lovely, lovely Christmas. And I'll see you all in a couple of weeks. Bye.